Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. The Super League is in the mud because of the English clubs pulling out, and what a 24 hours it's been. And yesterday we were talking about Perez and no way Perez and his arrogance, and this morning we're talking about having our football back, having the Premier League back, European Club Cup football back, and look, for other teams like Leicester and West Ham and every other team that's not in the Super Club, and we're not super, we're arseholes, we're not super clubs. We've got a competitive element back. But there's a lot to talk about this morning. But first of all, I just want to say a big thank you to you, because I don't know that you'll get it. You'll get fake apologies, and what you will get now is loads of people coming out of the woodwork going, "Yeah, big up football. They can't take our club." And actually, I think that when I listen to these fake apologies, most of the apologies reference fans. And it's the fans that did this. As somebody who runs a fan channel, I'm fully aware that you get ignored. No matter how big you get ignored. Media, football clubs themselves, they don't want anything to do with you. They don't. I'm used to that as a fan creator. I don't care because I think fan content is very, very important. But what I saw over the last couple of days is you might be able to ignore AFTV or United Stand or whatever, but you cannot ignore that much fan opinion which comes together and unites, and every single one of them referenced fans and listening to fans, and we should have listened to fans. And of course, you know what, you lost the fans. I said this last night, you didn't listen to fans, you lost the fans. There's a very, very big difference between an apology and losing. They lost. But the battle is for every club now. As a Manchester United fan, our focus moves to the Glazers. I had a brilliant message just come through from Chris from Redman TV, and he said it's easier to fight for change when you've got when you're trying to stop something. It's harder to fight for change when there's nothing there to be stopped. You've got to do it yourself, and that's the challenge that we've all got now, and it's very, very true. But let's never forget what's happened here. Never forget what they tried to do. They literally didn't speak to fans. They didn't speak to players. They didn't speak to anybody. They secretly had meetings to bring in a Super League that was going to make them lots of money. And they took us for idiots. They expected us to go along with it. They expected everyone to go along with it. And they did, and we didn't. We didn't. Fans, you didn't do it. You united. You didn't shut up. You kept going, and it crumbled. They crumbled under pressure. Perez thought he had them all in his pocket, and they all went, no. Some things are not worse than what's going on over here in England. We cannot deal with this. And look, it's the English clubs here. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's the English clubs. It's not the Italian clubs. It's not the Spanish clubs. It's the English clubs that caused this, and it's the English fans that caused this. And when I say English fans, English clubs, it's the fans of the English clubs, the worldwide fans, because it's not just English people. It's not just English people who went out there, because that's totally not what football's about. We know our clubs in England are supported by people all over the world. As you can have a Man United fan living in Manchester, you can have a Manchester United fan living in India or Australia or America, and there's no difference. The passion, the effort that's been put into this by everybody has been absolutely superb. But do not forget, the apology is not because they listened, it's because they lost. If you hadn't shouted loud enough, they wouldn't have heard you and they would have carried on. It's only because they heard the protests from you that they had to admit defeat. And every club has to do what it wants now in relation to their owners. Man City may think, our owners have done a good job. They got out first, let's keep them. But as a Manchester United fan, I want them gone. Ed Woodward is not enough. He architects it, but Joel Glazer was going to be a chairman. It's not enough. I can't speak for Liverpool fans. I feel as if I want to. I do. I feel over the last couple of days, I feel I'm a Liverpool fan, a Man City fan, a Chelsea fan, an Arsenal fan, a Spurs fan, a Manchester United fan, of course, a West Ham fan, a Leicester fan. I feel like I'm a fan of football. I think everybody's felt like that. And in a way, it will be sad to go back to how things are, but in a stupid way it's sad, because I want to go back to bantering other clubs. I want to get that club rivalry back, because that's why we love football. But it has been an interesting couple of days, and it's not my job as a Liverpool fan or an Arsenal fan, because I'm not, to say get rid of Kroenke, get rid of Henry, or get rid of Daniel Levy. I think you should, because I think they betrayed football, and they were, there's a bigger picture here. It is about your club, but it's also about what they were going to do to football. And I can relate to all these people who signed up to it. I find disgusting. But it's not Liverpool fans have got to do what they're going to do. And as I said last night, I think it's a very interesting race, because whoever wants to get rid of their owners, the next competition is who can do it first. And well done if you do. It's like winning the Premier League. It's the new Premier League, isn't it? Who can get rid of their owners first? And if Liverpool get rid of theirs, I'd applaud Liverpool Football Club. If Arsenal get rid of theirs, I'll applaud them. I hope we can get rid of ours first, because we do need to do that. But as I said, you'll get apologised to, but you won't get thanked. And I don't think anybody individually should take credit for this. There will be a lot of people coming out going, oh yeah, we stood with the fans, that didn't say anything. You know, there's very few people that came out and did things. You know who they are at your club. We know who they are at our club. There's not that many who did it. And some people did it as a collective, I know. But coming out after the events, you know, well done. Thanks for your support. But we know who the key people were involved in the clubs. And a big shout out for them for that, because I think it's universally known that no player wanted this to happen at Manchester United. Well, I say no player, but the vast majority didn't want it to happen. And obviously we've had people in the media, we've had journalists, we've had government. I'm dubious about UEFA and I'm dubious about the Premier League. I think they've got their clubs back now and they'll just, you know, go. Let's be clear. UEFA, FIFA, the Premier League, they are not friends of the fans. They never were. They were allies we needed to use to beat this Super League, and they were on our side. I'm not so sure they're on our side now. I think UEFA have got the clubs back. They'll give them money. They'll look after them. They're probably... I actually think there probably should be some sanctions. They won't do that because they'll just be like, oh, thank you for coming back. Let's make sure this never happens again. Let's give you an incentive. I need to go through the new Champions League structure because I don't think it looks that good. But ultimately, the Super League was totally and utterly anti-competition, anti-fans, anti-football. And that was a bigger evil than anything. But let's not pretend that UEFA, the Premier League, Sky, BT, let's not pretend they're on the side of the fans. They're not. The fans are always the victim. The fans are always the people that they want your money from. And as fans, we won this. Gary Neville's a fan, Jamie Carragher's a fan, most journalists are a fan. Their fans won this. We've all got different jobs, but the fans won this, and it's a big thank you to you, because ultimately, if you don't retweet, if you don't tweet, if you don't send an email, if you don't go and protest, if you don't get angry about this, then if you don't watch the shows that we've done live and others have done live and Sky have done and everything like that, Monday Night Football, if you don't watch that and engage in that and they don't see the sheer number of people, then this doesn't fall apart. And it is because of the fans and it is because of you. So a big thank you. For me, I don't think the fight stops here. I feel like if you relate this to Star Wars, then at the end of Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader and the Emperor is dead, but the Empire still exists. Like, it's crumbling, but you don't just have a big party on Endor and go high five, let's go on holiday. There are loads of battles that go on after that because the Empire is so big. And this is what we need to do as football fans now. We've stopped their plan, but they're still in place. They're still the same people that orchestrated this behind our backs, that stabbed us all in the back, that wanted to destroy football, and they still own our football clubs. So it's something to celebrate, but it's almost like celebrate it. It's not going to happen. Now let's get them out. I mean, we're not at that point, actually. This isn't even the Battle of Endor. This is the Battle of Hoth. This is a different battle. We haven't removed Darth Vader and we haven't removed the Emperor yet. They're still in place in our clubs. So we have won a battle, but I believe there is a war that needs to be gone and won even more now for football fans. So look, that battle is for yours to take. Will people lose interest now? I suspect what we will see now is, and probably at your clubs as well, I think we will see things like United are going to buy Haaland. You know, the Glazers very clever at how to manipulate fans. They'll start to do things to divide the fans, because if you divide the fans, you can't attack the owners. So I expect to see those sort of tactics. You'll probably see it at Liverpool and Arsenal. How do we manipulate these gullible fans again? Let's start talking about signings. They'll try and divert your attention. But hopefully government will just say, screw that, we're going to go in and do something. And I think we need to get behind that. I've seen so many petitions, it's a shame. I'm not signing up to petitions because everyone I go on's got like 1,000 votes. Why does nobody just think... Why? This is one of the big problems as well, is that people start going off on their own tangents. People want to do their own thing. We need to learn from this. That the powerful thing was the collective, and the collective naturally happened because everybody was outraged. The problem with petitions is if there's 5, 6, 20, 30, 40 petitions, everyone's signing a different one. Just have one petition and it will hit the millions it needs to. You know, we've as a Manchester United fan, I've seen this for years. Divisions. Well, we're doing it our way because we don't like you, and we're doing it our way because we don't like you, and we're in with the club, we're the fans, we're representing the fans, but you're in with the club. Like, why this worked and why I'm grateful to all of you is because collectively everyone had one goal and everyone was vocal about it. If you're going to petition for things, get one petition. Like, you know, we've got to work together. Now, let's see if we can do that. I think that's the challenge, because we, as a Man United fan, the interesting thing is if you're trying to get rid of your owners, we've been trying to get rid of ours for 15 years and we've failed at every corner. Will we be able to do it now? I don't know. But we're going to need help of organisations who will back off now. UEFA and everyone will back off. But it's been a very, very interesting few days. It's been exhausting. It's been tiring. And I think we all need a rest in relation to let's get some recuperation. I'm going to be playing a bit of Grand Theft Auto, I think, this afternoon. I'll drop the link in the video description if anyone's interested in that. But ultimately, I think that, we've got to go again. We've got to go again, and we can't let this slip. And in the words of Steven Gerrard, they did let it slip. So, we've put ourselves in a position to make a real big difference to football. We haven't done it yet. I was on the United stand last night and people were going, ooh, they were getting pissed. Like, even people off my channel were getting pissed, going, we've won our football club back. I refuse to drink. I'm not teetotal. I like a drink. I refused to celebrate last night because I didn't feel that we've won anything yet. I think we've won a little battle. The biggest battle is these people are still in football. They're still running our football clubs. I'll drink a glass of champagne when my football club is not in the hands of those people who try to screw football fans over. And that should be the same for everybody. Look, I'm not having a knock at anybody who got really excited and had a drink last night, because at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. But I just feel there's a bigger battle ahead now. That's my way a little bit there. What we need to do is be happy about what happened last night, but I feel there's bigger battles ahead. There are bigger battles ahead that we must win. We must remove these people from football. We must reform football. And what a great position it would be in to have something like Germany, where 51% of all our clubs are in the hands of fans and run properly. And we'd never have to worry about greed and dividends coming out of our clubs again. Thank you, everybody. Absolute legends, the lot of you. It's one of those rare occasions where you should be great. You should be thankful, because no, you shouldn't. I should be thankful. We should be thankful of each other, because you did it. Everybody did it. There is no big superstar in this, and there shouldn't be. I'm not having it that he gets the credit or they were the credit. Like, it was literally it was the weight of the fans behind this that caused it to buckle. It wasn't Russell Crowe as Gladiator doing it all on his own. It was an army of people that did it, and it was you. So thank you very much. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like, make sure you subscribe, and hopefully we can get back to some normality on this channel whilst continuing this fight to get these people out of football. Thanks for watching.